Welcome to Roulette Winning Strategy. We create unique roulette winning strategy videos for you guys. Also, roulette is a highly risky game just for entertainment purposes. Don't take it seriously. How to win at roulette. Dating back hundreds of years, roulette is one of the oldest gambling games. While the game is based on chance, strict probabilities are at the core of the game's spinning wheel. There are ways of playing the game wisely and minimizing your losses, but the game is structured to give the house an edge. With that in mind, be cautious about strategies that make unrealistic guarantees. Remember to gamble responsibly if you're making wagers and have fun trying your luck on the wheel. Method 1. Placing inside and outside bets. Practice playing at a free table before placing actual bets. See if the casino has a free table. Purchase one to play at home or play on one online just to get a feel for the game. This will introduce you to the various bets involved in roulette. You can make several types of wagers on roulette table, which is basically a 3-column chart that lists the 36 numbers on the wheel. The types of wagers are grouped into two categories. Inside bets are the wagers placed on specific numbers on the table. If you bet $1 on a number and the ball lands on that number, you will win 36:1 payout or $36 plus your original all-dollar bet. You can also split your bets between up to 6 numbers that are next to each other on the table. Outside bets, such as even odd and red black, are lower risk, but the payout is only 2:1 or 1:1 that are blocks labeled with various bets on the table outside of the chart of number. This is why they are called outside bets, while wagers are placed on the numbers are called inside bets. 2. Make sure bets for the better odds of winning. As long as you make the table minimum for each individual bet, you can make multiple outside bets to increase your odds of a payout. For instance, if you wager $1 on even and $1 on black, you will win a $2 payout if the ball lands on black 10, and you will break even if it lands on red 16. Along with even odd and red black, which offer payouts of 1:1 outside bets include high-low, wagering that the ball will land on 1 through 18 or 19 through 36. Payout is 1:1. Dozens, betting that the ball will land on 1 through 12, 13 through 24 or 25 through 36. The payout is 2:1. Columns, betting the ball will land on a number within one of the table's 3 columns. The payout is 2:1. Bet on the inside in moderation to increase your payouts. Though they have the highest payout, straight bets on a single numbers are risky. The odd balls landing on the exact numbers you choose is 1 in 37, 2.7%, for European wheels, and 1 in 38, 2.60% of American wheel. In addition to make a straight bet on a single number, you can also divide the odds between multiple numbers. The payout decreases with the more numbers you split. The straight bet one number yields at 35:1 payout, while a 6-line bet offers a 5:1 payout. When you split your wager, the numbers must occur next to each other on the roulette board within a 12-cell block. The exception is a four-corner bet in which you wager on the corner numbers of one table's block. Observe the wheel, note people's wagers, and look for trends. Watch the croupier or the casino roulette worker spin the wheel and releases the ball. Observe the ball as it spins around the rim and study other people's wagers. Check for veiled biases or numbers or sections where the ball repeatedly lands. If people making wagers spin the wheel on their own, give it a spin yourself to get a feel for how fast it moves. Method 2. Minimizing your losses. Stick to a profit goal and loss limit. When it comes to roulette and any other gambling game, you should only bet an amount that you know you can afford to lose. Once you've decided how much money you're willing to lose, stick to that amount and don't be tempted to bet any more. This can get out of hand quickly, especially with a game that goes so fast. Additionally, don't get too ambitious when it comes to profiting off a roulette table. Set a low profit goal such as 5% of your total wagers. To avoid temptation, limit the amount of alcohol you consume. Write your maximum acceptable losses on a piece of paper to hold yourself more accountable, and ask a friend to keep tabs on you. Decrease your bets over time to protect your profits. If you start off betting $100 and end up with $150, withdraw to profit $50 instead of adding it to the next wager. Continue playing with the same $100 to limit your maximum loss to $50. The more you win and withdraw your money, the more likely it is that you'll at least break even. 3. Remember that the house always has an advantage. Since the maximum playout is 35:1 instead of 37:1 or 38:1, the house always has an edge. Additionally, recall that there is a zero pocket in European wheel and an extra 0 pocket on American wheels. This means that even if you pick a safe red back or high-low bet, you still have less than a 50% chance of winning. 6-0 and 0-0 are green, not red or black, and don't count as low in a high or low bet. Suppose you bet $1 on the same number on a European wheel 37 times. If the odds play out, you will lose 36 times and you will land on the number once. You will end up losing $36, but you will only make $35 in winning. So, your net gain is -1. This gives you a house edge of -2.7%. Similarly, since there are 36 numbers and a zero pocket on a European wheel, you have 51.35 chances of losing if you bet on black. Say you bet $1 on black for 37 spins. If the odd play out will win $18 and lose $19. Again, you have a profit ratio of -1 to 37 or 2.7%. This means that no matter which type of bet you place, you're more likely to end up losing money to the house because of how the game is structured. Play on European wheel instead of American wheels when possible. The American roulette wheel has an extra slot 0-0, which decreases the odds of winning. One pocket may not seem like a big deal, but the impact on probability is drastic. On an American wheel, the house advantage is twice that of a European wheel, which means you could lose money twice as fast. Recall that on a European wheel, the house edge is 2.7%. If you bet $1 on the same number for 37 spins and the odds play out, you will end up with a net profit of -$1. On American wheel, if you bet $1 on the same number for 38 spins, you will end up with $35 in winning and $37 in losses, or a net profit of -2. That gives you a house edge of 5.26%, which is twice that of European wheels minus 2.7% edge. Keep in mind, probability is a trend with no short-term guarantees. The real trick to roulette is to get lucky and quit when you're ahead. Every spin has a 1 in 37 or 1 in 38 chance of landing in a given pocket. Each spin is an individual trial with its own odds, but the longer you play, the more likely it is that you will fall into probabilities that structure roulette. Over the course of a few spins, there is no guarantee that one spin will be red and the next will be black. The ball could land on a back pocket 5 times in a row, despite the roughly 50-50 odds of landing on red or black. Or another example, try flipping a coin. If you flip it 3 times, you may very well land on head 3 times in a row. However, if you flip it 100 times, it's more likely that you will flip heads and tails around 50 times each. Method 3. Use common betting strategies. Try your hand at guessing the ball's bounce. As the ball spins in the rim around the wheel, notice when it moves past a few points, such as a wheel 0 pocket. Try to guess when the ball will slow down, fall from the rim, and start bouncing off the deflectors that divide the wheel's pocket. It's difficult, but with practice you may be able to guess which section of the wheel the ball will land after it stops bouncing. If you can guess before the croupier or the casino worker calls last bet, you can wager on the section of the wheel where you think the ball will land. Recall that it's easier to predict whether the ball will land if the wheel is tilted. If there is a slight tilt, the ball is more likely to land on the side opposite where the croupier releases into the spinning wheel. 2. Take advantage of la partage and in-prison rules on a European wheel. Generally, la partage and in-prison are only played on European wheels. In la partage, if you make a 50 by 50 bet and the ball lands on 0, you and the house split your bet. Let's say you get 10 on black. If the ball lands on 0, the house keeps $5 and gives you $5. It's not a win, but it's better than losing the entire $10 bet. In-prison works similarly. Suppose you bet $10 on black and the ball lands on 0. The house keeps you $10 and spins again. If the ball lands on black, you get your $10 back. You don't win anything, but you don't lose your $10. 3. Go with the Fibonacci system or a low-risk, low-reward strategy. In this system, you place wedges only on the roughly 50 by 50 bet and you base your wedges on the Fibonacci numbers. If you lose in the first round, make your next wedger the next number in the Fibonacci sequence in the second round. Keep advancing a number in the sequence until you win then. When you do win, go back to 2 numbers in the sequence. Fibonacci numbers are a sequence in which a number is equal to the sum of the 2 numbers before it. The first part of the sequence is 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 54, and 89. To figure out what comes next, do it as the last 2 numbers in the sequence, like 55 plus 89 is equals to 144. Suppose you start with a $1 wager and lose 4 times in a row. So far you've lost a total of $7. You win when your wager is $5, so you get the original $5 bet back plus the $5 payout. Then you would count back 2 steps in the sequence from 5 and wager $2 in the next round, lowering your wager every time. The win helps protecting your profits. The Fibonacci set strategy is a pretty safe strategy, but low risk means low profit. Additionally, remember that house always has an edge of 2.7% or a 5.3% strategy can defeat that. 4. Use the James Bond strategy no more than once or twice. This system involves dividing your wager between high numbers, a 6-line bet, and 0. For instance, if you are betting $200 total and you wager $140 on the high numbers, $50 on the number 13 minus 18, and $10 on 0, this increases your likelihood of winning by spreading out your bets. This strategy is based on $200 total wager. Keep your proportions if you're making a wager more than $200. For instance, divide a $20 bet into a $14, $5, and $1 wagers. If you're betting $40 total, make divided wagers of 28, 10, and 2. If the number is between 19 and 36, you will have an $80 profit. If the number is between 13 and 18, you will have a $100 profit. If the number is 0, then you will have a $160 profit. No strategy is foolproof since odds tend to even out over time and the house still has an edge. Even if you place bets on half the board, you're still more likely to lose money over time. Additionally, there is no guarantee that the ball won't land on number 1 and 12 several times in a row. Suppose that happens for the first 5 spins. If you wager $200 per spin, you just lose a quick $1,000. 5. Steer clear of the high-risky martingale strategy. For this strategy, you start by wingering the table minimum on a 50 by 50 outside bet. Keep the betting the amount until you lose. Once that happens, you double your bet for the next spin and keep doubling your bet until you win. While doubling your bet may help you recover the money you lost, it's an extremely risky strategy. Say you bet $10 on red lost, you would bet $20 in the next round. If you win, you more likely can make up for your $10 loss in the previous round. The problem with this strategy is that losing streak would quickly leave you bankrupt. In a series of 4 spins, there is no guarantee that the ball will land on red twice and black twice. Even if the odds are roughly 50 by 50, you could bet on red 4 spins in a row and the ball could land on black each time. Suppose you bet $10, lose 4 times in a row, and double your bets each spin to $20, $40, and $80. If you have only $150 to spend, you will have blown throughout your entire bankroll before you have a chance to recover your loss. Thank you. These informations were collected from wikihow.com. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Also press the bell notification to never miss an update.